Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you all about how to write an essay.
I find that I enjoy writing essays.
So stay tuned guys, we're gonna get right into the video now. Okay, essay writing, it's something that not many people particularly enjoy doing. I find that I enjoy writing essays but it wasn't always like this, believe me. I was like you, I hated writing essays. I would groan when I find out that the total mark of a class is based on one essay that I'm writing. Like 100% of that class is based on that essay. Like, are you trying to set me up for failure? You know, I'm just going to teach you guys some tips that have been useful in helping me write essays, and not just write essays, but writing essays that are worthy of distinction. So if you want to write an essay and get a distinction, keep watching. Okay, all right. So the first thing that I would say to anyone who is going to write an essay is that you have to read, guys. You have to read. And I know a lot of us don't necessarily like reading, which is okay, but it's reading for a purpose. It's reading with a goal, and you want to write your essay. Let's say, for example, you have an essay to write on how to plant a flower. What your lecturers expect you to do is to go into the literature and see who have written on how to plant a flower. Okay, what have they come up with in the research of how to plant a flower? Okay, what are the gaps in their research on how to plant a flower? Okay, so when you're writing an essay, you know, you have to go back and read what has been done on that particular research or essay topic. The reason why, like, you're writing that essay because you don't necessarily know, like, you don't have 100% of the knowledge in that topic, so you have to go and read what other people have done, process that, and then now come up with your own conclusions or come up with your own deductions. Okay, so that is the purpose of writing an essay, right? So in one, you have to read a lot in order to write a comprehensive essay, an essay that would make sense, an essay that would stand out and give you a distinction. Okay, so get ready to read when you're writing an essay. Or the second tip that I'm gonna give you guys is your essays must be structured. I remember first moving to the UK and writing essays. I had no idea what I was doing because I had no experience in essay writing. Okay, and one of the first things that my lecturer said to me when I turned in an essay and I didn't really like the mark that I got was, your essay needs a structure. So I'm sure a lot of us have read books. We have textbooks or novels or just books or magazines or newspapers that we read, and we see how these newspapers or books are structured. It has an introduction, it has different chapters, and it has a conclusion. It's the same way your essay needs to be structured. It needs to be structured so the reader can flow with your line of arguments, because if it's just jumbled together, so you have your conclusion in your introduction and the body and conclusion in the body, like, you're gonna lose your reader. They're not gonna want to read it. And we all know that people have really short attention span, so if you lose your reader in the introduction, like, that's it. They're not gonna want to finish the essay. Okay, so yeah, number two, your essay must have a structure. So I would advise that anyone writing an essay should structure it as an introduction, a literature review, maybe a bit of data analysis, coming up with some policies, and finally your conclusion. So this is what a typical essay in economics would look like, but I know we are from different fields. I'm just going to rephrase it that each essay should have an introduction, a body which would comprise of a literature review, and a conclusion which would just summarize everything that you are saying in your essay, or everything you've said in your essay. So your introduction should introduce your topic. It should be interesting, it should stand out, pop out, you know. It should basically tell the reader why you should spend your precious time reading my essay. Okay, if your introduction is bad, the reader is not really gonna want to read the rest of the essay, or they're gonna read the rest of the essay with, you know, this introduction is bad, it's probably not going to make a lot of sense. So you want to really catch your reader's attention in your introduction. Another thing your introduction should contain is just, I guess, a bit of summary on what you found as well in your paper. So you've introduced your topic, maybe also like shed light on what the literature has said about that topic. You might also want to summarize what you found as well in your introduction. If you read any major journal or any major article, this is the format that authors take. Yeah. So the second thing, which is your body, which comprise of a literature review and other things depending on the course that you do. For me in economics, it would comprise of a literature review and a bit of data analysis. Okay, what does the data say? So this is what the literature say. Let's say for example, I'm writing on GDP effects. What does the literature say on GDP effects? It's going to be my body, my essay body, and also what does the data say on GDP effects? Because it's not enough, as an economist, it's not enough to just look at the literature. You have to see what the data, the real evidence says. So what does the literature say on GDP effects and what does the data say on GDP effects? So I can pick a country, say for example in Malaysia. What's the data on GDP effects saying in Malaysia? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? You know, so that's what's going to make up the body of my essay. Okay, so what's in the literature? What have people found? What have they not found? What are the gaps in the literature? Am I addressing those gaps? Stuff like that will go in the body of the essay. And then the final thing would be the conclusion, which is just you summarizing everything you've said in your essay in just a short paragraph, and just also highlighting maybe areas of improvement. So let's say for example in Malaysia, the GDP effects are bad or the GDP effects are good. What policies am I going to recommend in order to change the bad shape or the bad state of GDP effects in Malaysia? That's what the conclusion should embody. The next tip I'm going to give you guys is, after writing your essay, you have to read through that essay that you've written. Okay, so a lot of times when we write, we just put together a bunch of ideas that don't really make sense, which is okay because we're just trying to get the essay done. Okay, it doesn't matter. But when you're done with that essay, you need to go back and proofread your essay, and then you submit the essay. Okay, because in proofreading you can see mistakes you've made, maybe arguments that don't really make a lot of sense, and you can just go back and correct that. But you see, when you turn in an essay that you just wrote once without going back to correct it, there might be a lot of mistakes that you've overlooked. So I would encourage you to proofread your essay as often as you can. I am a very meticulous person, so I proofread my essays at least 3 times, if not more, which is crazy, I know, but it's because yeah, that's just what I do. That's just me. So I would encourage you to proofread your essay at least once. Okay, if you really want to stretch yourself, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, but at least once. Okay, so yeah, proofread your essay before you turn it in. Another thing that I want to say is that just start. When writing an essay, just actually start writing the essay. I know you don't know what you're writing, I know you have no clue what to write, but just start writing. Just write the first thing that pops in your head about that topic. Okay, just pen down all your ideas, and from there you would build and shape up that lovely essay. Another tip I would share when writing an essay is to follow the essay outline. So see, with every essay you have to write in uni, there's like an outline of the things that the lecturers want to see in your essay. So I'll give an example. So maybe I'm writing on global warming. My lecturer could maybe highlight that he wants me to emphasize the negative effects of global warming, and maybe compare global warming across borders, maybe compare global warming across continents, maybe compare global warming across cities. So those are things that my lecturer may highlight that are a prerequisite for getting a good grade in that essay or even passing that essay. And it would be really smart for me to include all those things in my essay. If not, I'm probably going to fail the essay. So sometimes I've seen, and I've shared this before, students don't take time to read documents that their lecturers prepare for them. Those things are prepared for you. So take the time to read the prerequisite, the outline of that essay. What are the things that my lecturers want to see in that essay? Sometimes they could even share what marks would be giving for comprehensive arguments, well-structured essays. Take time to read that and be sure to include all of that in your essay. Okay, so guys, those are the tips I have to share concerning essay writing. These are things that I have made use during my master's year, also in my PhD as well. And you know, these tips have even helped me get distinctions in my essays. So guys, please do well to apply any of these tips in your essay writing, and yeah, I'm sure you guys will get a great mark. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share my video with your friends, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.